You become what you think. This isn't just a line from a book. It's a truth that, if you truly understand, can change your entire life. Every morning when you wake up, the very first thought that enters your mind decides how your day will go. And when that thought is repeated again and again, it begins to shape how your entire life turns out. If you think you've already lost, then you've already lost. If you think you don't know enough, then you'll never allow yourself to learn. If you think the world is against you, then you'll start seeing enemies everywhere you look. But if you think you can win, if you believe there's something special within you, if you decide that no matter what happens, you won't stop, then a day will come when people will talk about you. They'll use your name as an example. Your strength doesn't lie outside you. It lies within you. But that strength only comes out when you take control of your mind, your thinking, your belief. There are two voices inside every person. One says, "You can do this," and the other says, "Leave it. This isn't for you." Now it's your choice. Which voice will you listen to? Life begins in the mind. The one who conquers his mind conquers the world. There are millions of people in the world who work hard every day, but only a few succeed. Why? Because only a few believe that I can change the world. And believe me, those are the ones who actually do. It all begins with your thoughts. If you tell yourself every day, "I am worthy. I can do this. Give me the chance, and I will prove myself," then your mind will gradually shape you into that version. But if you constantly keep doubting yourself, keep telling yourself you're weak, then even your own mind will start working against you. Take a small example. If you're afraid of public speaking, and every day you keep thinking, "I'm shy. People will laugh. I'll mess up," then you'll never be able to overcome that fear. But if you start thinking, "Yes, I'm scared, but I'll learn. I'll practice every day. I'll get better step by step," then trust me, one day you'll own the stage. They say, victory and defeat lie in the mind. It's an old saying, but it's still powerfully true. If you think about winning, you've already taken the first step toward it. But if you've already accepted defeat, then life hasn't beaten you. You've beaten yourself. Never think that you were born to live an average life. Every human is special. The difference is, some people elevate their thoughts to a level where they can clearly see their destiny. And some shrink their thinking so much, they start believing, "This is all I deserve." But you, why don't you believe that the fire burns within you too? Why don't you accept that your mind is just as powerful as those who have succeeded? Why don't you tell yourself, "I'm here to do something big"? Because the day you truly start believing that is the day your life will begin to change. Most people spend their lives reacting to what happens to them. They think the outside world controls their destiny, their job, their family, their environment. But the truth is, it's not what happens to you. It's how you think about what happens to you that decides where you go. Your mind is like a garden. If you plant seeds of fear, insecurity, and doubt, what will grow? A forest of regret. But if you plant seeds of courage, belief, and purpose, what will grow is a life filled with meaning. The greatest war is not outside, it's inside. And most people are losing that war silently, because they never learned how to take control of their own thoughts. One negative thought, if allowed to grow, becomes your identity. You start saying things like, "I'm not good enough. This is just who I am. People like me don't succeed." And once your mind accepts that, your reality shapes around it. But you can break that pattern, not by waiting for something to change, but by changing the way you think. If you start telling yourself, "I am not my past. I am not my failures. I am not what others think of me," then slowly, your identity will start to shift. Do you know what the most powerful thing in this universe is? A single decision. The decision to believe in yourself. The decision to no longer live as a slave to your old thoughts. The decision to say, "I was made for more, and I will rise." Every time you tell yourself, "I can't," your brain starts looking for reasons to prove you right. And every time you say, "I can," your brain begins finding ways to make it happen. It's all in your thinking. Thoughts become emotions. Emotions become actions. Actions become habits. And habits shape your destiny. But it starts with that first thought. So ask yourself, what am I thinking every day? What kind of thoughts am I feeding my mind? Are they making me stronger or weaker? Are they lifting me up or chaining me down? You see, no one is coming to save you. There is no superhero, no miracle, no shortcut. There's just one thing that can turn everything around. You. And it begins when you take control of your thoughts. Yes, it's not easy. You'll have bad days. You'll feel defeated. Sometimes your own mind will scream, "Just give up." But that's the moment where you need to fight the hardest. Because when you win that battle, the battle against your own limiting beliefs, that's the day you become unstoppable. Start talking to yourself like you would to someone you love. Say, "You're strong." Say, "You've got this." Say, "No matter how many times I fall, I will rise again." Because the truth is, no one becomes successful by accident. It starts with a single belief. I will not let my thoughts control me. I will shape my thoughts, and they will shape my life. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you are. And what you are is a result of what you think. You can dream of success all day long, but unless you start thinking like a successful person, acting like one, living like one, nothing will change. Your thoughts are your foundation. And if the foundation is weak, no matter how hard you try, the structure of your life will always shake. But if you strengthen the foundation, if your thinking becomes unshakable, then no storm, no failure, no challenge can break you. Have you ever watched a person who's truly confident? They walk into a room and the energy shifts. Why? Because confidence begins in the mind. It's not about looks or money or fame. It's about what they believe when no one's watching. They believe they are enough. They believe they have something to offer. And most importantly, they believe that they are in control of their life. You can have that too. But you have to start now, by reprogramming every lie you've told yourself, every doubt you've carried, every fear that stopped you. You are not your past. You are not your trauma. You are not your failure. You are not the judgment of others. You are the creator of your own identity, and that creation begins with your thoughts. Do you want to be great? Then start thinking like someone who's meant for greatness. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for perfect timing. Because there's no such thing. The right time is the moment you choose to believe that your life has meaning. And listen closely. No one will believe in you until you believe in yourself first. Your energy, your presence, your drive, it all comes from the way you think about yourself. If you walk through life carrying guilt, shame, fear, then that's all you'll reflect. But if you carry belief, gratitude, hunger, then you'll radiate something the world can't ignore. People talk about law of attraction, but the truth is, the law of intention is even more powerful. When your thoughts are clear, when your belief is strong, and your intention is focused, the world starts bending in your favor. Not magically, but through your actions, your attitude, your energy. You have to protect your mind like your life depends on it, because it does. Don't feed it garbage. Don't surround it with people who poison it with negativity. Don't let your own voice become your biggest enemy. You become what you think. So think like a warrior. Think like a builder. Think like someone who was born to leave a legacy. And then act on it, every single day. When the world tells you to slow down, speed up. When your fear tells you to stop, go harder. When your own mind whispers, "You're not good enough," scream back, "Watch me." Because this life is too short to be lived inside a prison of doubt. You've wasted enough time playing small. You've waited long enough for signs, for motivation, for someone to push you. But this is the moment where you rise. Not because someone said you could, but because now, finally, you believe you can. There is a reason the most successful people in the world talk about mindset more than anything else. Because mindset is not just a part of success, it is the foundation of it. Your thoughts are the blueprint of your life. And if the blueprint is broken, the house you build will never stand strong. You may be working hard. You may be giving it your all. But if you're thinking small, you will live small. You might have a big dream. But if your thoughts are filled with fear, excuses, and doubt, then that dream will stay just that, a dream. What if, for once, you stopped waiting for the world to believe in you, and you chose to believe in yourself first? What if, instead of asking, "What if I fail?" you started asking, "What if I fly?" Because the truth is, the only thing standing between where you are and where you want to be is you. Your mind can be your prison or your power, your burden or your breakthrough. It all depends on what you feed it. The people who change the world, they're not born with something special. They build something special within. They talk to themselves differently. When the world says, "You can't," they whisper to themselves, "Watch me." When fear knocks, they don't run. They open the door and say, "I've been expecting you. Let's go." And maybe you've been through pain. Maybe you've been rejected. Maybe you've been told that you're not enough. But that pain, that rejection, that doubt, use it. Use every drop of it to fuel your fire. Because your thoughts are either building your destiny or burying it. You were not born to live on the sidelines. You were not born to settle for a life of average. You were born with a spark. And if you nurture that spark with powerful thoughts, it can turn into a fire so strong that nothing, no person, no failure, no voice can ever put it out. Look in the mirror and say it like you mean it. I am not weak. I am not lost. I am not what they said I was. I am becoming the person I was always meant to be. And remember, becoming isn't about perfection. It's about direction. Are your thoughts moving you toward your best self, or away from it? Start noticing what you're telling yourself every day. When you wake up, are your first thoughts filled with gratitude, hope, hunger, or are they soaked in stress, self-doubt, and complaints? You have the power to choose in every moment. And that choice, that mental decision, is what separates the ones who live with regret from the ones who rise and rewrite their story. Don't just think big. Think bold. Think beyond your limits. Think like a person who refuses to live a life that ends with, "What if?" Because at the end of the day, you become what you think. So why not start thinking like someone unstoppable, like someone unshakable, like someone who was born to win? Not tomorrow, not someday, but now. This is your moment. Not tomorrow, not next year, not when things are perfect. Now, because nothing will ever change until you do. And the change doesn't begin in the world around you. It begins in your thoughts. You've been carrying the weight of, "I'm not enough," for too long. You've been listening to the voice that says, "You can't," for too long. But now, it's time to change the voice. Now, it's time to rewrite the script of your mind. Every great person, every legend, every icon was once exactly where you are. Filled with questions, filled with fear, but they decided that their thoughts would no longer control them. They chose to control their thoughts instead. And that choice changed everything. Do you want to change your life? Then speak life into your thoughts. Tell yourself daily, "I am capable. I am growing. I am focused. I am committed. I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become." Because nothing is more dangerous than a person who finally believes in themselves. When you believe in your power, your energy changes. You walk differently. You speak differently. You stop begging for approval. You stop chasing validation. You know who you are, and that knowing becomes your strength. Stop feeding your fears and start feeding your fire. Because the life you dream of, the one where you are truly alive, truly free, truly fulfilled, is waiting on the other side of your mindset. And yes, the journey will be hard. You will stumble. You will fall. There will be moments of silence, of doubt, of pain. But those moments are not your enemy. They are your training. They are building you, preparing you, sharpening you. So when the time comes and your moment arrives, you don't just rise. You own it. Let go of the noise, the opinions, the expectations, the past, and bring your focus back to the only thing you truly control, your thoughts. You become what you think. So think like a leader. Think like a champion. Think like a soul on a mission, because that's what you are. Close your eyes and feel this truth. You were born with purpose. You were born to leave a mark. You were born to rise again and again, no matter how many times life tries to pull you down. So get up. Stand tall. Speak life into your days. Speak victory into your battles. Speak power into your mind. Because this world has enough noise, enough fear, enough doubt. What it needs is more people who believe. People like you. You become what you think. So think wisely. Think fearlessly. Think from your heart. And then live a life that proves it.